Monday, loved ones of prisoners in Alabama's correctional facilities protested prison conditions and called for reform. Dozens of people trying to deliver a list of demands to the Alabama Department of Corrections, but no one would take them. And now inmates across Alabama refuse to do their jobs in protest of the terrible condition. And that's where we begin. News 19 at 4. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jerry Hayes.
And I'm Christine Killemeyer. The Alabama Department of Corrections says inmates have stopped performing their duties in prisons throughout the state as part of this protest against the living conditions inside the facilities. That strike continues today.
And some are saying this strike has been a long time coming, given the U.S. Department of Justice's lawsuit against Alabama over its prison conditions.
News 19 investigative reporter Dallas Parker spoke with one of the U.S. attorneys who negotiated with the state about the need to improve the state's prisons.
Former U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Alabama, Jay Town, helped negotiate on behalf of the federal government in D.C. and Montgomery on finding remedies for what the DOJ describes as a state prison system in need of major improvements. The negotiations did not resolve the problems of unsafe prisons, and the DOJ sued Alabama in December 2019.
They're old facilities, and this is an inherited problem by the state currently, but a problem nonetheless, and the problem of Governor Ivey and ADOC and the legislators that appropriate to sort of abate against these Eighth Amendment issues.
Prisoners across the state are refusing to work inside the facilities in protest of the conditions, but Town says these actions could be hurting those on the inside more than helping their cause.
Well, I'm sure the prisoners are tired of the conditions in which they are living. I don't think that any critical services are being disrupted inside of these prisons, and frankly, if you want to call it a strike, strikes like this inevitably hurt the prisoners inside because the services that are typically provided by prisoners involve cleaning and cooking and laundry and things like that everyday tasks that prisoners sort of rely upon.
But he thinks their plan to get the prison system's attention is working.
Some of them think this is a meaningful way to engage with the Alabama Department of Corrections. I do think ADOC is taking notice. I do think the state's taking notice. But really all this is a reminder of the Eighth Amendment conditions inside of our male facilities in Alabama.
Dozens of inmates have died in Alabama prisons this year. News 19 has received a number of concerns for inmate safety. The Justice Department says Alabama's prison conditions violate the Constitution's ban on cruel and unusual punishment.
To the extent that any of those deaths are the result of physical violence, obviously that's something that every Alabamian should want to avoid. People don't go to prison to die. They go there to serve their time and do their bit for society.
Town says in the last several years, the state has tried to make changes.
Certainly, we've heard about 2 mega prisons being built in the state of Alabama, which I believe to be a good idea. But we still have an overcrowding issue. We still have those unsanitary and unsafe conditions. ADOC is still vastly understaffed.
If the DOJ matter goes to trial, it's likely to happen in 2024.
Now, former U.S. Attorney Jay Town tells News 19 if the prison improvements by the state aren't substantial, the U.S. Department of Justice will take over Alabama's prisons until the problem of unsafe prison conditions is addressed.